Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of the Astrogravitational Report. Hopefully, those reports are helping your life to understand things better, to get better, to improve your life, quality of life, however that in your case may be. Without I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. And let's dive in. Let's dive in. What is it coming in? Um, a lot of the things that are coming up after all these energies that we faced, and as we are looking at into the sudden changes, this energy of sudden changes is going to be a coming in. Is the sudden changes for good, for bad, repeat, or so on? How would you know? Well, you're going to know about it, and the way you're going to know about it is that today the moon is going to be meeting the North Node. When the moon meets the North Node, two things can happen. You put yourself together, you put for the new beginning, you're going into navigating to the things that you need to adjust or change, right? What do you need to do on certain situations, because some things are beyond your control. But at the same time, the moon, it is going to be looking at later on in the afternoon when it joins the North Node. What is going to happen? Is it that I repeat the cycle? Because the big time when the moon is joining the North Node, she can facing what? The past and repeat that lesson. So this is what overall what is going to be happening today, and let's go dive in. Very beautiful energies in the morning, as we've seen it at the inner work. It is going to be trining Venus and sextiling Jupiter. This is a very positive energy, a lot of growth through the love and values of the oneself. Very beautiful. But we've seen it that the moon, it is exactly 28 degrees 25 minutes, just a little bit before exact square with Uranus. And your intuition is going to be looking at within yourself is like, what was those certain changes? Is they were needed? Did I made the changes that I should have? Did I made changes that I should have not? So this is going to be kind of like the mindset. Of course, the inner work, it squares the sun is squaring Jupiter. Still, we're going to see some those energies as the moon. It's going to be moving from that sextile with the sun. We're going to see some completely different. That the intuition is going to be like, I need to look at it where? I need to look at it in psychology. I need to look at it to my mental processes. I need to look at it to my spirit, spices. Okay, so this is a huge evaluation of the things that has been done at 8 o'clock in the morning, as the ascendant is going to be at Gemini. We see that the moon, it is squaring that within Gemini. This is going to be some air to air. Be mindful about those energies, because those energy between air and air square, it is about to check things out. Are you in a proper state of you feeling the energies? Okay, because what you're feeling, maybe it is the energy that it comes towards us to look your inner state. So with that energies, as we are going to be talking about, the inner work is going to be with Pluto, the depth of the transformations of unknown. Okay, sometimes you're changing, and the things that are happening in life, you change not because you want to, because you have to. And this is between I want to and I have to. There is the internal conflict within. And now with that energies that's going to be at the Gemini, it's going to be like, should I have done? Should I not? Should I go? Should I not? To be or not to be? It is it meant to be? Will it be? And so on and so on from that standpoint. All right. The inner work that it's going to be at Aquarius in the next hour. This is going to be a square with Venus. Is about did I did the proper things within me? It's kind of like a quick checkup. Did I did the proper? You may want to questions yourself about the love and the values within your own self. But at the same time, that is going to be leading to the lot of growth. Very beautiful energies, though, with the sun. That is the energy of I am working to establish the new authority over within my own self. So this energy together with the ascendant is going to be a very beautiful, because you have to understand first you have to be friend to your own self before be a friends with others. And this is a one thing that Gemini is trying very much to learn. Okay, this is kind of like one of the key things that if you're Gemini, you have to learn it, how that goes. Okay, and you're learning that by what? By going through a family if you're in your 30s, and if you're in your 50s, 60s, and your transits are moving in, you're probably dealing with even working on establish a different authority within yourself. So with these energies that we are going to be going at 10 o'clock, the inner work is at Pisces, that it's going to be between the moon and the north node. You're going to get these glimpses. You're going to get these glimpses of like, I need to see what I'm going to. It's going to be a very emotional, because some of the things may be attached to what? To a family. Things that you do not understand within your own family, you are learning to experiencing within your own. Usually that's what this is. Okay, because it's coming from the spirit down below into a Cancer, right? That is the energies that it's rising as the ascendant is rising into the event horizon. That ascendant, though, it is squaring Neptune and Mars. The Neptune and Mars are beginning to be separated, they're not anymore together. You're going to find out that the reality right now, it shows you the difference between imaginations, fantasies, and so on within reality. And Mars is like, it's time to put the foothold and this. But it all depends on what? Depends of what did you study during Mars that was at Pisces. Okay, we've seen some that the Mercury it is catching up to entering an areas. You may gonna start feeling these energies like, I need to talk about the new things that I'm gonna do. I need to talk about the new life I'm gonna get. I need to talk about everything, because now the mentality of exiting Pisces is gonna be start fading out. All right. 11 o'clock. The ascendant is still going to be at Cancer. The inner work is still going to be at Pisces, but that is going to be putting the things together with Venus and Taurus. Now, with that beautiful trine and beautiful sextiles, you're going to feel that energies from within your own self. Because before you're feeling it with others, you have to what? Put your own energies and force. Okay? And this is going to be some very profound, if you ask me about it, this is going to be a very profound self-love, because this is the moment you all know about it when you go into certain situations in life, when all of a sudden you understand. You have to put your material world in order, that it comes in from your spirit, that empowers you, particularly if you have enough hard times. All right, the moon is already in Pisces. This is going to be some lots of digging up with the emotions into the psyche. It's going to be starting. That is, of course, under the all this process with Uranus. Uranus is the sun and changes. You know, in order to make a changes in there, it have to be a what? A problem to make changes. Otherwise, if everything is good and okay, do you change? You don't. So don't blame him. Don't blame the things that are goals. It's just the way it is. Okay. But we have the inner work that is going to be with Saturn. And we're going to see some, as Mars is going towards Saturn, we're going to start see some this energy of developing a totally new structure within you. Okay? New structure that is required what? Hopefully, that's the positive side of Mars. Okay? We're talking about dignity to oneself, be your true self, empowering in your own self, and everything that it has to do with self creating image of structure. Not only, we are talking about you're building a totally something from ground up. Okay, this is like you go to a land and there is nothing in there, and now you're gonna be what? Cutting the trees, preparing to build a house, right? This is all about it because this energy is gonna comes out. But oh, and I don't like to build new house. Oh, but I don't like to have a new life. Oh, I don't like these things that it comes in. And that is going to be start coming in if you have something in the first degrees of Leo. That is an opposing Pluto, but it squares Chiron and the Sun. Because he never healed that you have to do things from within your own self, by yourself. Okay? This is about the learning of that firing growth. Okay, and some of the areas they have a huge problem with this. What? I need mama. I need someone to take care of me. I need somebody to be next to me because guess what? Aries facing what? It's facing Libra. This is the ascendant descendant energy, right? You're coming from this ascension spirituality into the earth to descending on the earth. This is a very important stuff, like we're looking at within yourself. All right, 1 o'clock. This is the authority time now. The authority is a little bit, still listen a little bit the last things of the intuitions inside, but it's kind of like, I don't. It's the same way that is coming out off from Jupiter. And you're going to see some like, I'm by myself, I don't know what to do, and so on and so on. We're going to start seeing some of this energy in the next few days in there because there is not going to be pretty much any big aspects in there. But this is going to be when you are going to be testing. Because after that, there's going to be a what? You have to start building, but you don't know what to build yet, right? All right. 2 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Taurus squaring Pluto. A lack of the transformation is going to be changing, right? It's the changes has to be made, and you have not changed, and it's like, oh my God, what should I do, right? Ascendant that it's Leo, it squares Venus. Is your ego staying away to develop and start loving the things that you have? Okay. And here is about what you have is what you have to use. Okay, imagine you're on a spaceship and a certain functions failed. Is that a small function? Is that a life-threatening function? What are you going to do with all the things that you have in a ship, right? And here is how you're just kind of like look at it within this. But you're not in a spaceship, you're in the earth. Can you do certain things within your own self? You're going to figure out that in some of those situations in there, you can really get to the secret knowledge of you, how to really manage all this. All right, 3 o'clock, divine time. That is it about what are we talking about? You're going to see this energy at 3 o'clock that it's going to be coming in. Ascendant that's going to be at Virgo. We're going to see some similar energies later on in the afternoon. But that energy, it is about, did you put your past behind or you repeated the past? Take a look at that energy because that energy will tell you a lot. Because Pluto, who is coming from Aquarius, right? This is the evolution. It's pointing out towards Virgo. Did you evolve? Did you grow? And if you have not grown, where you need to look? The place of birth, which is Aries. Now, with that finger of God, what do you need to look? To the psyche, your thought processes, your thinking, your feeling, the spirit from within you. Okay, and those is going to be some very for some people there's going to be some very tied up energies because they are, I mean, I'm talking about ascendant and the south node are squaring Uranus, while the moon in the north node is squaring Uranus. Changes anybody? All right, 4 o'clock. The inner work is gonna be at Gemini. The ascendant it's still gonna be at Virgo. This is gonna be again tough situations with all this. As we see in it, that the moon it's more and more. She's only 3 degrees away from the north node. Now this energy of duality it comes in within you. It's kind of like, oh, is it my mind plays the games? It is in the situations that it is. Or why did it I fail? Okay. For some people, this is going to be a failure. For some people, this is going to be, you know what? I learned my lessons. I have to move into the future. All right. 5 o'clock. The ascendant it's still going to be at Virgo. Very, very good energies with the sun. You putting there because when you heal, you need to understand when you start healing yourself, you have to heal with what? With the heart. You need to heal with what? In the beginning, when you develop yourself as a baby, as a child. Have you have a baby wounds inside of you? Have you been properly take care of the child? If somebody was sitting with your pain, or you're carrying with the pain and you're moving in there, right? This is going to be some triggers, a lot of those energy. Ascendant that's going to be a trining Uranus is going to be working very well with Neptune, with Mars, with Saturn. So there's going to be some lots of incoming changes, right? Incoming changes. All right, well, there is no balance in the relationships. You already know this. It's been for a while. The ascendant it comes in because of everything that goes on at Aries. Exactly. You don't build yourself right, there will be no proper family, and that is not going to be bringing a balance within the relationship. Like it or not, you have all kinds of relationships. You have some friendships, you have colleagues, you have bosses, you have some people who you are just, in the nowadays, you are communicating via social media and so on and so on. And a lot of this is at what? Relationships. You need to understand that currently with that energies, with that stellium, because this is going to be some lots of energies pile up in areas. We are talking about Mercury pretty soon is going to be there, so is the moon. So we're going to have some Chiron, Sun, Saturn, Mars, Neptune, Mercury, and the moon, all in areas. This is calling for a total reset. Okay, but you're going to be experiencing that, and now you're going to see it that this energy, particularly are we talking about this green line towards the north node and the moon, it is about divine energy that's talking into your psyche. This doesn't work because of this and this. Okay, and now you have to create something else that it's going to work. That is going to be needing somewhat these beautiful energies right here, these blue energies with Pluto, these beautiful energies with the ascendant, and these beautiful energies with Uranus, right? You have to make some changes. And they're coming for what? What is the purpose? The purpose is proper family environment. But if you're operating from this, I'm putting my stuff, I put in my situation, I'm gonna beat them, ain't not gonna happen. Trust me, the big guys, they're not gonna happen with certain things. Otherwise, you're gonna be learning a lessons in there. All right, still at 7 o'clock in the afternoon, the ascendant is still at Libra. That is opposing the sun. Of course, a lot of lack of the growth. It is there, and here is that those energies there. As soon as they drop with the moon, now you're gonna feel like alone. Why do you need alone time? Why did the people who's gonna give you time out? Why your parents gave you time out as a child? Did you took like a punishment? or they give you a timeout so you can think your actions. And this is what you need to look at in there. Okay? This is the needed of your own personal time. Sit down within your own self. Very beautiful, very powerful. Of course, it's not pleasant energy, but the results, it's what's matter. Okay? Did you learn? All right. 8 o'clock, the ascendant, it's still going to be at Libra. It's still going to be opposing the sun. I don't have relationship, and so on and so on and so on. You can complain. The inner work, it is at Leo opposing Pluto. Everything comes into the part of what you are going to do with these beautiful synchronizations energies. Okay? And now this energy of the yacht, the half on a yacht that comes in towards the moon and the north node, have you created a different authority within your own self? Okay? What is it, authority? You can change your authority the way you act and react. Not the way you are programmed, not the way you are, and not living under fears, right? This is what it has to be. Look into it. Because sometimes the fears, they prevent you to move forward. All right, 9 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at Scorpio. You go into the investigative mode, digging up. Yes, it's going to be a beautiful digging up. Actually, if I adjust it just a little bit, I want to see if this is going to work. I think it will. So you can see it a little better, but not really. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to show you some aspects, but I'm going to be talking about this the next hour. I thought that it's going to be somewhere in between. It was very interesting because this is going to be some yacht from the ascendant going to Mars and Saturn, and then it goes into the north node going to the south node, and then from the south node it's going into Pluto. Very fine tuning energy. That will be require you to be calmed down. This is kind of like if you've been watching, let's say, for one of the detectives movies. This is where the detectives just sits there. It got in there. It's like what I'm thinking, what I'm not seeing, what it is. Looking it into that, and then you have that little fine missing energy, missing answers. They're coming in. And those missing answers, they're coming in. They're coming and they're talking to you. And those is going to be one of the best things that you can do. Hopefully you're going to be able to hear them. Here is that yacht, as we are talking about in there, that is going to be coming in. We know about this yacht. We saw it that it's coming in hours earlier. Now we're going to be what? Working on it. And this is where you're going to be start looking at into this past future situation, because this is what is about the knots, that when the knots have a planet in the one or the other way, either are going to be sticking to the future, or you are actually already repeating into the past. You're doing these revaluations, but Pluto is in charge. The yacht started from there, starting from Aquarius, goes into Virgo, and then from Virgo, it goes into where? To the beginning of creation. Okay? It's more easy to use things, it's hard to create. But can you recreate yourself? And with this energies right now in Aries, really take a look at it within yourself. about this. Where's the areas in your chart? If Aries is in your chart, the fourth house, you need to do something about home environment, how you're understanding things, and so on. If that is in the fifth house, it's the kids. That is the sixth house. You need to work on yourself to heal certain patterns. That is the seventh house. Okay? That's mean that you have to take a look at these relationships. Okay? If it's a 10th house, it's your work. It's your public service. If it's a 12th house, that is your spirituality. Where is your spirit? Where is your soul that goes in? And this is very important, you to look those in there. If you don't know your chart and if you need some extra help, help is always given. Okay, you need some help, all you have to do is send me an email to astroviper1111@gmail.com. All right, with that being said, 11 o'clock, the ascendant still is going to be at Scorpio. You're looking to these sudden changes. Is there a karmic lessons in there? Is there karmic situations that it's going to be in there? You're going to be knowing about it. Okay? Because that energy of the ascendant, it's opposing Uranus, and Uranus is creating the knots with the moon. It's like you're not ready for these changes. You thought that you were, but you're not. Why you cannot? What is that? What is that happen? What is not ready? You're not ready. The other things is not ready. Situation's not ready. The world is not ready. And this is where Uranus is going to be. Certain things are premature, but for those who are mature, things is going to be what? Moving out. And that's what I was talking about this. You don't know those changes. Where are they going to go? With Uranus, you never know, right? You can go on the left side of the antenna or the right side of the antenna, and then it's up to you guys. All right, so that's what it was, the astrogravitational report for today, and I'm going to be giving you 14th of April, 7 o'clock in the morning. The moon, it is in Pisces, squaring Lilith. Well, you don't like certain things that were hidden, certain things in the shadow, certain things that still not what? Not certain. Okay, why they're not certain? Why there is not like this? What else that it has to be in there? And you're going to have also pressure because as you see it, the sun and Chiron, okay, they are also T-squaring the inner work and Jupiter. Have you been grown to do the job? You need to learn more. You need to understand more. Okay? And that's where the things is going to be. But for more about this, we're going to be talking about mañana. We're going to be talking tomorrow. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribe. And if you like to support the channel, you can either donate to the PayPal or you can buy me a coffee. Much appreciated. And if this report helps you out, come back tomorrow for another astrogravitational report. Wish you good luck.